Okay, today I wanted to talk about the versatility of words. In our rationalistic, reason age world that we live in, I don't think people appreciate the versatility of words. Um, ooh, you could talk about the word mofo, right? I've heard people talk about it, and for some strange reason, people automatically, when they hear the word mofo, they go Oedipal for some strange, creepy reason. Um, but if you think about the foe of your mo, that would be your daddy, right? So um, the proper meaning of mofo would be daddy or father. But those are two different meanings for the same word, right? Son or daddy. Right now, you could think of a third meaning, and that third meaning would be a friend of the mo, um, someone who is not your daddy. Uh, and this now here we enter into some strange territory because with this third meaning, the friend of your mo, you can have really two different meanings from the same meaning, right? Because it's the same meaning, friend of your mo, but now you could put judgment behind it, right? And um, you could either say that this is a good thing, and you could praise the friend of the mo, or you could condemn the friend of the mo. And so you have this strange phenomenon, is it not? Because it's now the same meaning, right? If you go to a dictionary, boom, it's going to be the meaning. Um, but even when I talked about the so-called proper definition, I'm putting judgment in um, by saying it's the daddy, right? um, and even with the Oedipal stuff, but I don't know if anybody is actually advocates for that sort of thing. Probably in this strange world. Anyways, but so here we have like what, four different meanings, six different meanings, right? For the same word, but some words don't have any meaning at all, and they're really just expressions of emotion, right? And you could say the same thing about mofo, right? So you could condemn someone, right? Mofo, and it doesn't really have meaning behind it. It's just I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, basically. Maybe you see your friend pop around the corner and he's just walking there, and you're like mofo, right? Again, that's an expression of emotion, right? If you're standing there in the city, and all of a sudden an alien ship as big as the city that you live in or bigger uh, just comes into the sky, and you could have an expression of fear, mofo, you could also have an expression of resignation, right? Almost like hilarious or comedic resignation, right? I'm not a voice actor, so. But I mean, here we have what even more, and you could put different meanings behind mofo, and so um, the word foe itself is probably one of the most versatile words out there. I think people have done videos on the versatility of the word foe, but all words are versatile because words aren't real; they're just variables, and it's the meaning that has the power behind the word. And you could strap any meaning down to any word. So yesterday I heard my friend say the word "fuck it, chuck it, bucket," and I started thinking about it, and so I wanted to go over it. Now, this is the fuck it, chuck it, bucket list, right? But we're gonna just take the word list off, and we'll go over this. Okay, first we have the literal meaning of fuck it, and that would be to have sex. But you know, sex and fuck are two different words with two different meanings. So, fuck would be hard sex, right? Um, you could throw something, or you could hard throw it, which would be chuck it. You know. Bucket is also bucket to buck is pretty hard as well. I don't know what the base verb of that would be. If anybody knows, or if there is one, I don't know. Um, so to literally have sex, and in all of this, I'm really just going to be focusing on the verbs, right? Because it brings in more complexity. So think about that as we go through this. Because it could be talking about the person, it could be talking about a man or a woman. So a man or a woman could say this sentence about another man or woman, it. But it could also refer to the whole. That is, and you could have more it's. But so fuck it, check or fuck it to have sex with. And then to literally chuck it. Um, Now here we can get into some argument, but you're basically kicking someone out of your house. And someone might argue, well, you're not throwing them, so this isn't literal. I would disagree. I would say if you tell someone to get out, then they physically have to leave. Um, tell someone to get out of your house is to really throw them out, physically throw them out. Your mouth has a physical quality to it that people don't recognize, and in this we can see that physical quality. You could throw someone out of your property with your mouth, and so you have sex with, then you throw them out of your home, and then you bucket, right? So here it would be a list, right? So someone would have to make a list. So let's say they make a list of a redhead, a blonde, you know, a black, a yellow, a red, a mulatto or a mulatta, and they have sex with a redhead. So now they can buck the redheads from their list, right? So fuck it, chuck it, bucket. But then we go to the second one, and this is to figuratively fuck it. And that would be like, I don't care anymore, right? Fuck it. You know, I mean, do you see that? Fuck it. Fuck it. I mean, it's the same sentence, but two completely different meanings, right? Fuck it. You know, I don't care anymore. Um, so that would be figuratively. And then you're going to have another literal chuck it. So whatever you don't care anymore, you are going to physically stop doing, or you're going to physically get away from it. And now we come to figuratively bucking it. Okay, so we're going to get into some trouble down at the bottom of this list with the figurative stuff, but we can do this here, right? Because to figuratively fuck it is really you could say emotional. So we could talk about heart and mind. So you are in the first one, you are getting rid of it out of your heart, out of your emotions, right? If we want to talk rationally, we would talk about emotions. So, but you could talk about heart and mind. So this is really emotive right here. But this would be mental, right? So you're just getting it off of your mind, and so we could this works. Um, and you could say that this is a even a healing sentence, right? Something's messing with your emotions very negatively, and you're able to, it's a letting go of, right? Because the problem that we're going to get into is um, to chuck and to buck, generally speaking, mean to get rid of, right? Now, a literal fuck doesn't mean to get rid of, but a figurative fuck does, right? So we're able to make sense out of this by doing emotions and mind. But when you have three together, we'll get down to that later. Uh, let's see here. Now we're going back to the sex again, and you're gonna fuck it, and then you're going to get them out of your mind, and or heart maybe, but I don't think they were in your heart to begin with in this whole sentence, so that you'd be getting them out of your mind. So, and that makes sense because before this action, you have to have them on your mind in order to be able to do this. Um, Otherwise, they'll be like, "You're ignoring me," So you fuck it, you get it out of your mind, and then you kick it out of the house. Now, someone can say that these are the same sentences, but I would disagree. The person up here is making a list, right? We could say that they're carnal. Someone up here is carnal. Um, there's other possibilities, um, other than necessarily being carnal. They could just be curious or whatever. I don't know. I thought of one earlier. But down here, this is more heartless, right? I mean, maybe I'm wrong on this, but the person who does this is a bit more heartless, I think. Um, Now we go back to the figurative. Fuck it. So who cares anymore? Um, and then you chuck it from your mind, right? And then you stop doing it, right? So I mean, maybe like, what do you guys think? To me, like, we can number these: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To me, 2 and 4 sound the same, right? I mean, maybe like the distinction between 1 and 3 is very subtle, and so maybe I'm missing something. But to me, it does seem like these 2 and 4 have kind of the same meaning, right? And again, these are healing sentences. I would think, but maybe they're different types of healing, right? So, what do you guys think? And then we get down to 5, right? And 5 is to literally have sex, and then to literally. I mean, this number 5 sounds like a crime, right? Um, and I think maybe in most instances it would be a crime, but this could also be consensual. I mean, some people just might get down on this sort of weird behavior. And we can bring in another meaning of the word "it," right? And you could say that they're fucking a blow-up doll. So they fuck their blow-up doll, then they just start acting weird after that. Um, so yeah, no, this is either a crime or it's weird, right? Technically, not a crime in this instance. Just not normal behavior. But and finally, I basically let the bag out of the sentence for number 6. You know what? I don't think this works. I don't, because we're now redundant, right? There's a redundancy because uh, they all mean get out, and we can work it. We can work two of these uh, with the body or with the. We could work two of these with emotions and a mind thing, but to I mean, I guess it would work maybe because you could because this is all about getting out of the physical presence of something. So you have to separate yourself physically. So you could figuratively separate yourself from someone's body. Um, so they're not going to affect you anymore. They're not going to affect you anymore negatively. Um, because you can get someone out of your mind and your emotions. But once you get into their physical presence again, it would be difficult, you know. So to overcome that difficulty might might actually give this one meaning, right? Um, but you know what? I was trying to go over this earlier, and I realized that there's a 7 and an 8, I believe, right? I think that's what LFF and FLL, right? So this is incomplete, and again, you could get by changing around the its, you could. I mean, this thing could go get really complex. Um, but it's just like if you're speaking to an audience, this is the sort of thing that's going to be happening, is it not? Right? You're speaking to an audience, and you think you're saying a healing sentence, you know, and they're thinking that you're saying a heartless sentence. Um, but poets can also use, you know, poets use this versatility, and you know, to l it up all the time is in this rational world we live in is either it's a crime. This age of reason we live in is a crime.